Hi there.
Hi there, Mark here from UseClark
And Oscar.
and Oscar, and together we are UseClark. So, welcome to the second hangout. We're really excited. We have a couple of questions that we love to answer.
Some updates.
Yeah, maybe you have some questions through Twitter as well. You can ask them as well. We got a couple. Maybe you know UseClark, maybe you don't. I don't know for sure. So to tell you what we do, we build a tool that helps you remember and read documents like never before. We built three features to optimize your brain capacity, so to say. With the first feature, the X-ray, we give you an X-ray vision. You can look through the text, so to say. And with one click, we blur all the irrelevant information, and you see the most important one. So you can very easily scan the information. Do I have to read it? The second feature is the guiding, and we heard most people like that the most. And with the guiding, we guide your eyes during reading. The effect is that your eyes make a more fluent motion through the text, and therefore read faster and better. The third and the last feature is automatic summary. So after reading, you simply press enter, and in one mouse click, you get an automatic summary of the text, which makes it much easier to remember the information or share the most important points with friends. So in a nutshell, that's what we do.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now.
We're going to do some talking today.
Yeah.
We're going to answer some questions from the internet. We're going to tell you a little bit about what's coming in the future.
Yeah.
And that's just a small talk we're going to do today.
My hair's a bit messy, but that's okay. First of all, I'd like to tell you about the early bird list. Maybe you're already on the early bird list, maybe you are not. If not, go to the early bird list on our website, because in a moment or shortly we're going to release an email for the first 50 people that can use their test flight account.
Yeah.
Because we're working on the iPad version that's almost done.
Yeah.
Very exciting. It can process PDF files, can process EPUB, can process HTML and DocX. So if you want to use it for free and try it out and give us feedback, soon we're going to launch that email, or we're going to send out an email.
So we're going to send out to everybody the email, and the first 50 that will answer
are the lucky few
to get into the list.
Yeah, sure.
So that's quite exciting. So you have to answer that mail pretty quick.
Yeah. So go to the website, useclark.com, enter your email, that's it, and you're on the early bird list. And yeah, let's try it out. So that's a very important point I'd like to share with you.
So let's answer some questions.
Yeah,
right?
sure, cool.
Let's see what we got.
We got a question from Mick March from St. Barth, if I pronounced that well, I don't know for sure. And one of the questions was, when do you launch the product, the actual product? Well, first of all, we launched a simple light version on Chrome. Maybe you've tried it out. You can try it out on the web. You can download it from the web store. That's the first version, purely and only for HTML. The iPad version we will release shortly, and before we do that with TestFlight to try it out in sort of private. And we cannot give you an exact date for the launch date for the iPad version, but it will be shortly.
Yeah.
That's once again, of course, and once again that can process all your files, PDF, EPUB, etc. So
pretty cool.
We're really excited about that part. I have a second question from, if I pronounce your name well, Dr. Sementu from Uganda. The question was, and maybe you can scroll down a bit.
Yeah.
How do you track your progress? And that's a fair question.
Yeah,
and maybe you can tell more about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we have some analytics and statistics in there. We're building a next feature that you can have your own user account with a little dashboard, and in that dashboard you will see some metrics. We also gonna add some little gamification, just like the Nike app.
Yeah.
Whenever you run a few miles, you have like a goal, and then you become from yellow to black. You have like little colors. So we're gonna implement something like that. We're not gonna tell you all the details, but something like that with how many words you read.
Cool.
And also we have some metrics on how fast you go and all those kind of things. We're gonna
quantify thing.
And that will come with the update with the dashboard.
Yeah, and that's kind of released after the iPad, or maybe at the same time. I don't know for sure. You know that better. Cool. Yeah. When? After the iPad version?
After the iPad version.
Yeah, sure. And the cool thing is we can also add more metrics as well. Your ETA. How long does it take you to complete this document? Well, let's say I have 10 minutes left for the meeting or for the bus, etc. Well, I can read it in 4. and how many letters or words did you process last week, and what's your average reading speed. And you can calculate everything, and we're gonna help you do that. We have all the metrics, well, in progress for that. So with the dashboard, with your own account, you can see all the progress. So fair question. Cool. We're working on it, and we would love to show you it in the future.
So what else do we got? Let's see. A lot of questions. Yeah, this is a nice question.
Sure. Yeah.
How does the X-ray functionality actually works? Well, we can talk a lot about that.
That's a fascinating thing. Once again, the X-ray function gives you a scan option, so to say. It makes you read like Superman, or gives you X-ray vision, meaning we blur out the irrelevant information, and therefore you have all the focus on the most important parts of the text. It makes it super easy to scan a document. The exact algorithm is fairly complex.
And it's work in progress.
It's work in progress.
So we started out with a fairly simple version of that, and we will grow out whenever we get some feedback about that function. If people really like it, like, hey, go on with that, we will start making the algorithm more and more difficult and more complex.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's a growth in progress.
Yeah, and we love the feedback on this part specifically, because what is important, what isn't important, is always, you can argue about that, sure. Yeah. And it depends a little bit per person, a little bit per article. We want to make it unified, because not more than one people read the same document, right? So you can find an overlaying algorithm for that. So we love to hear your feedback specifically on that part, because it's quite complex, of course. And yeah, that's work in progress. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it.
So another nice question.
Yeah. It helps you reading and remember a document, but it will also help you in your reading speed, to increase your reading speed. Yeah, so the question is, for remembering, yes, sure, it helps you with reading, but how do you increase your reading speed with it? Does it or doesn't it? Absolutely true. It does increase your reading speed very simply. Maybe you know that from the first hangout, if you watch that, your eyes make involuntary movements back. Those back jumps have no effect on your reading comprehension, concentration, or whatsoever. They're, in essence, a defect of our eyes. With this software, we make your eyes move in a fluid motion. By doing that alone, it will increase your reading speed and your comprehension. So answering it directly, yeah, we will definitely increase your reading speed. In addition to that, with improvement, if you use it more often, your reading speed goes up and up and up a little bit. And you can also, with very simple exercise, if you do want to improve it, you can go to 3 times your beginning speed. That's fairly doable. Some people claim that you can read 4 or 10 times than normal. My experience in the past 10 years training more than 70,000 people on that is not realistic. It might be possible for some people, but it's not realistic for mainstream. So doubling reading speed is quite easy to do. Tripling it, same as there too. But going further than that takes some extra time and training.
So another question: what kind of features will the Pro and Light version have? So that's more quite easy. Yeah, quite easy to answer. First of all, the Chrome plugin will stay for free. So the Pro and the Lite versions will happen whenever we release the iOS version. Well, not the test flight, of course. The test flight will be the Pro version, and there will be a Lite version. And on the Lite version, there are a bit less document types that you can use. So the Pro version will have all the document types, and the Lite version will have a few document types.
Yeah.
So that's the main difference between.
Once again, and maybe we told this over and over again, when you're on the early bird list, you get the Pro version for free. And so join the early bird list, because it gives you the opportunity to get a lifetime free account with the Pro version. So if you're not already there, join.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Another question, maybe the final question for now?
Yeah, there was some things that people said the features that they missed for now, and that's great, because it helps us.
Thanks for that. Cool.
Helps us to put more cool stuff in it. Somebody said the guiding should slow down on words that are bigger, which we are actually implementing.
Yeah, and that's a tricky one as well, because scientific research shows it's not the length of the word, but you're familiar. I cannot pronounce the word from dyslexia.
Familiarity.
Thanks, I cannot pronounce that. Still can't. That's the main thing that determines your reading speed for a certain word. So the length of a word is not that much of an impact. Sure, you're reading the word the faster than the word scientific. There is a difference there, but it's more about
familiarity.
That,
so if you've read the word scientific a lot of times already in the same article, and that word will show up again, and you will really fast read that word.
So we're working on an algorithm.
That remembers.
It remembers your way of your type of documents. Let's say you're reading primarily financial information. Now you have to read a medical document, and we know, oh, that's not your typical document or typical content that you have to read. We adapt the reading speed to that.
In those difficult words.
Yeah.
So the word "the" will occur in both the financial article and also in the document of the doctor.
Sure.
And the words that will difference from those articles, we will slow down on that part of the.
So we're working on that, and we compared a little bit, maybe overrated, but for us to understand it, we compare the algorithm of the guiding a little bit to the algorithm of the Google car driving on its own. When do you have to speed up? When do you have to slow down? And it depends per situation, per person, per road. And we have something similar here. So that's our metaphor, at least, to work on the algorithm. And if you have any thoughts on that, so you have to look into this, or this is a scientific article you have to read to understand your eyes better or the brain better, we would love to hear that, because it is a work in progress and we're not there yet. And we love to make those. Maybe the small change can have a profound effect on your reading comfort, and that's the end goal here.
So that's also work in progress. What we're going to do together. Last thing.
Final question. From Tim Baker. Becker. Sorry.
Becker. The Kindle functionality for long articles. That's great. It's definitely on the list. We've checked it out a little bit. So we found out that it is really possible. Although we work a lot with colors, and we have to black and white that. That's the thing. But we checked it out, and it's definitely possible. And after we've released a couple of devices like Android and iOS and desktop, then we will investigate on the Kindle functionality, what we think is really cool to have also.
Because you know the difference, right? Reading from a screen or reading from an e-reader is a big difference in reading comfort. And our guess is that within few years, all the normal screens will transform to e-reader screens, so to say. Because your reading comfort is way higher there, much higher there.
With an on and off switch.
And so we would love to explore that possibility. And technically, we can do it. It's not our current focus. We want to focus first, as Oscar said, on the iOS and then on Android, etc. And then definitely want to explore this part, because you have to read on your e-reader, right? On your Kindle. So that's definitely what we're working on, and we're not focusing on it right now. All right, great.
So those were all the questions.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Once again, if you have any feedback at all, share. We would love to hear it.
Yeah, please.
That's the main thing that we're working with, and because we definitely don't have all the answers ourselves. And share and try it out. If you haven't tried out, at UseClark.com you can find the information, of course, for the early bird list. And on the web, the Chrome store, store. You download it for free. Test it out, try it out.
Feedback.
Thanks for all the feedback that you gave us so far.
Let's all hope that the Netherlands will become champions this year.
That would be great. That would be great. And
I'm sorry for everybody else, but the Dutch will win, so I'm sorry.
We hope so. If you look at the office, maybe you can see it. A lot of flags here. A lot of flags around the office. So once again, thanks. Have fun. Try it out. And thanks for watching. Ciao.
Where is that mouse?
Where's the mouse?